y'all, welcome back. It's crooked. Okay, I don't think that's crooked now. Okay, hey y'all, welcome back to Made It to Medicine with Vix. And today I want to take you into further detail of what my patient encounter looked like last week with my friend Catherine, who played my mock patient Amanda Spears. I want to show you exactly how a good write-up looks. I took notes as if she were a real SP standardized patient. So I'm gonna walk you through all of that. And then I'll also show you my first patient encounter. Did I follow the instructions? I don't think I did because things were a little bit all over the place, but we got it together by the time I finished out the semester. Things look a lot better. But I'm gonna walk you through so you can see exactly how things should go and how they should be. Per usual, you got some questions, write them down below in those comments. I'm always conversing with my community and I love to see your input, your thoughts, and your ideas. So let's go and let's get this thing started though. All right, so I put up on the screen the layout for what the HPI would look like when I'm taking the notes, and then I'll show you how I put it all together as an actual report. So the patient's name is Amanda Spears, and her date of birth was 1/1/1990. And the chief concern that she came in with was itchy and scratchy throat and a cough. All right, so the acronym starts with B for before, because I told you it's bold cards, right? And so I wrote it all out on the screen for you this time to make it easier to understand. I never really write anything down for before. The old acronym was old cards. I don't know why they added before, so I still put it there, but I put no information. So let's go to the next part. So next I had onset was 4 days ago. And then the location, she said was in the front of her throat. And duration, so it was 4 days ago and she was talking to me that day. So some questions are answered multiple times. All right, so I'm gonna fill out everything for you so that we don't have to sit through, but then I'll walk you through how I take bits and pieces of this to make a cohesive and concise write-up. All right, so now we have all of the information that I gathered from the visit, and now I have to sit and do my write-up. Okay, so typically you ask all the right questions. The write-up should be straight up copy and paste, but adding in some adjectives and verbs, making the sentences flow. So Amanda Spears is a 32-year-old female with no significant past medical history, presents with an itchy, scratchy throat and cough. So that is the first sentence, which is the identifying statement. So you want to say who the person is, what their gender is. There's kind of some bias about whether we should do gender or just pronouns. But right now, this is what my school is requiring of me and their age. And you always want to say whether they have a pertinent past medical history or not. In this case, no. And then just go on with the symptoms. So then from here, I would just put in order everything, the information that Amanda gave me.
Okay, so now you'll see as I continue to do the HPI write-up that this is really like a copy and paste job. This is why it's very important to take detailed notes when you're interviewing the patient, getting their chief concern, asking all of the pertinent questions so that when you go back to do your write-up, you're not missing any of the information. And this is very pertinent for yourself or anyone else in the future who's going to check in on the patient, making sure that they have adequate history charted and documented. So this makes it easy for me when I go back home to go in front of my computer, just do my copy and paste gig. And I try my hardest to incorporate some of the patient's own words. This way, their chief concern has gone across the right way and I haven't inputted my own words. But this is how a HPI should be written. Make sure that you follow the order of bold cards so that it's not chaotic and it's not jumpy, but that it has a clear flow with it.
So this is what an HPI write-up should look like. My first HPI write-up did not look like this at all. I didn't have the identifying statement at all. I did not go into detail of what the patient was saying or even the 5 part, the feelings, ideas, functioning, or expectations. Quite frankly, I didn't follow instructions. So use this outline, use this guide, use this template. When you are writing your HPI, your history of present illness, you need to follow bold or old cards. And for my school of 5, I'm not sure if everyone does that, but it does make sense. And as we get further into now I'm in my systems blocks where I'll actually be able to talk about pertinent positives or negatives. So like, does this patient have asthma? Do they have recurrent bacterial infections? Because if it's the common cold, then it's rhinovirus. And if it's rhinovirus, then it's a gram-positive naked virus. You know, like things like that. Now that I have a little bit more knowledge, I should be able to draw more connections with the work. So the last thing I wanted to do was show you my first HPI. Now that you know what it should look like, let me show you what it should not look like. So this is what it should not look like. I just said that the person, she came in with a sore throat and she was feeling a little sick. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, but there's no identifying statement. Who is this person? How old are they? When is their birthday? What are their pronouns? Why did they come in? Do they have a past medical history that's pertinent or relevant to this? Who knows? Because I didn't say it. And the other details within it, they were decent, but I was a little chaotic and all over the place. The reason why we have the acronym bold cards is so that you can do your write-up in that order. You start with before, then you go to onset, and then location, duration, and so on. You don't want to get distracted and have your note being chaotic and all over the place. Thanks again for tuning in. We're gonna do a lot more vlogs this block so you can see like the day in the life of a medical student, what it looks like to be in an anatomy lab. I can't take you into the lab with me, but I can take you as I get up into the lab and as I come out of the lab. I'm gonna show you like my study sessions, things that I do on the regular, because I'm learning that everyday life looks different as a medical student. And so I told y'all from the beginning that we're doing this together. So I'm gonna bring you right along with me. Have a great day, y'all. See you next week.